Comment on Please Hold for Dave Sim, February 2025, video 11 from Josh Even. Please convince him to take a picture with the Earth Pig figure. I'll send him replacement parts if he breaks anything. I've got the figure sitting in its original box that it came in, with all of the stuff that came with it, and it's in the on-deck circle for a weekly update. So I can get Rolly to take a picture of me holding it up, but I'm not going to want to hold it up too many times, so I might just save it for the Please Hold for the weekly update. So, Josh, my best recommendation is watch the weekly updates through until probably May. I'm not sure how far ahead I am on those, but I am ahead on the weekly updates, and there will be one with the Cerebus figure. I promise. Sterling's comment from 3/2025, video 5. Hello, this is Sterling from Daily Spawn Archive. Glad to know Spawn 10, number 10, the script will be finally happening at the 6:49 mark. I haven't found any email reply from you. I also checked my spam folder too. Could you resend it, please? Thank you. Did you do that?
I did. As soon as I got that, I went, well, that explains that one.
That's right. What did that lead to in my mind? Oh, can you get Studio Comics Press to print out the picture of Todd's house?
Oh yeah. That was on my to-do list last month, and I completely flaked.
Okay, well, we're making progress here. We are fixing our innate Jeff Seiler natures. If you can do that, and then at that point, I can start seeing. Okay, how long is it going to take me to put together Spawn 10, the script? Because we're coming up on the first year anniversary of that, where it was delivered back to the Cerebus Archive last June, and boy, it's some stuff you have all the will in the world to get it done, and it's like I still haven't made any progress on that. It's sitting on the coffee table in my studio, a stack of Spawn 10, the script materials that have to be turned into the Spawn 10, the script publication. And I have been really scrupulous at getting through stuff on the coffee table and going, this cannot stay on the coffee table. This needs to be dealt with. And I just, when I get to that one, it's like, no, I can't deal with that. I had the excuse that I didn't have the picture of Todd's house. And now, thanks to you, I will no longer have that excuse.
I'll send them an email either tonight or tomorrow with, here are the pictures, just print them all out at whatever size makes sense.
Right. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm interested in. What's the resolution on those photos? But I think they usually have pretty good resolution on real estate photos, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go on to Al Nickerson's comment, but I'm going to have to interrupt here to say here's some unfinished business that is taking a very weird form. Rob McConnell, the guy who's doing a book about Canadian underground comics, with whose thesis that there even are Canadian underground comics has been an ongoing thing. Did you get in touch with him? I gave you his phone number.
I didn't get in touch with him yet. Somebody commented. I don't think I included it, but somebody commented of, oh yeah, here's how you can find them online, and I'm like, okay, I got to do that. And it was one of those, as I was getting the facts ready, I'm like, oh, I got a feeling Rob's going to come back because I didn't take care of that like I was supposed to.
No problem. No problem on that one. As long as we're both on the same page. What is weird is that Margaret Liss sent me the copy of Out of the Depths #1 from 1974, and I had there were parts of Out of the Depths #1 that I remembered very, very vividly, and other parts that I went, oh, I had forgotten that part completely. And one of the things was Gene Day saying in the editorial, here's the first of our underground comics. And at the time I went, it's not an underground comic, it's a comic zine. So I had, because it's Rob McConnell, and I think he's doing a podcast based on this, I did record separately everything that I had to say about Out of the Depths, going through it page by page. And thank you again, Margaret, for sending me the copy. And you should have gotten scans of all of the pages. So right now, what you're going to be hearing is my response to Out of the Depths 51 years later, going, yeah, I took issue with this. I didn't agree with Gene Day that this was an underground comic. And here's what it looked like from my side. And I'm hoping that when you do get in contact with Rob McConnell, you can say, okay, this happened. Consequently, we can send you scans of all of the pages of Out of the Depths. And here's Dave Sim talking about Out of the Depths #1 and why he didn't think at the time and doesn't think now that it's an underground comic. So be prepared for Dave Sim suddenly speaking a lot more clearly than what you're hearing right now.
Okay, and this is I hope interesting. Margaret Liss did find me a copy of Out of the Depths #1, and this is my first time laying eyes on it in literally decades, and not only brought back a lot of memories, but I really have to say that what really got to me was, and the reason that I'm recording this on the professional recorder is that this ties in with Robin McConnell's theory that I really don't agree with, that there's any great number of Canadian underground comics. I just don't see it that way, but I understand that he does. And reading Gene Day's editorial from 51 years ago, welcome to this, the first of our new line of underground comics. Out of the Depths will be here from now on, running irregularly along with our sister mag, Dark Fantasy. Plus, we'll soon be introducing a few other titles also. To those of you who have received this edition, it has been included in your subscription price to Dark Fantasy. Any who do not wish to keep it may return it, and it will not be deducted from your sub. From now on, a sub to Shadow Press will give you the same 4 issues, but instead of one set book, it will envelop all of our publications, unless you state that you wish only one mag, e.g. 4 of Out of the Depths and nothing else. We have a lot of good-looking material coming. Be here. And I remember that my reaction to that and going, the first of our new line of underground comics, and thinking, Gene, it's not an underground comic. It's a comics zine or a comics digest zine. Um, it's obviously, riffing on EC Comics in terms of its presentation, which underground comics did. There were underground comics that riffed on EC, but no, you can't just do a comic zine and say, okay, this is an underground comic. In my frame of reference, looking at Eat, 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 the first story, and going, boy, I remember this. I remember. I never saw the original artwork, but Bill Barron, and I have no idea who Bill Barron is, or whatever happened to him, was obviously, if not professional caliber, mighty damn close to professional caliber. Um, you know, uh, but definitely not in the underground comics category. Looking at his splash panel here, and it's got the little spotted Al Williamson critter on the left, which I remember from the stat. That's pretty good. Looking at it, it's if you told me Al Williamson had drawn that on there, I wouldn't have doubted you. Um, the lettering is very mainstream comics look, but its own kind of look to it. And I have to say, the biggest impact that Eat, Eat, Eat had on me was the lettering, the sound effects that take up most of page 2 and a fair proportion of page 3. And flipping it over here, yeah, there's a couple more on page 4. Um, and then the last couple of panels on page 5. And it's like, that is really, really good lettering, but it's really, really good mainstream lettering. It's if I had been somebody at DC or Marvel looking at this, I'd probably go, I'm not sure if he could do penciling. Um, his inks need work, but are definitely over in the right direction. But my gosh, he's a hell of a letterer, and he's a hell of a mainstream letterer. So again, looking at it, I'm going, what in the heck would this have to do with underground comics? But Gene Day was Gene Day, Dave Sim was Dave Sim, and it wasn't Dave Sim's place to say, what do you think you're doing here? You can't just suddenly make um, a comic zine into an underground comic just by calling it that. My story, Birth, I had forgotten this completely. This was a series of wash comic strips that I had done. Um, the first or second one that I did was about the best. And uh, I can't even remember what the content was, but I do remember that I got the wash, the halftone diluted ink thing, um, pretty good on that one, and then went, okay, I have now figured out my style that I'm going to be able to make a living at in the comic book field. Now I just have to keep doing that. But it turned out to be one of those high watermark things where every time I tried doing it, the next one didn't come out quite as good, and the next one wasn't even as good as that one. It would be interesting if I could get these back. There was maybe like a half dozen of them. So this is you have to picture it that this was all one artboard, and then Gene just took it apart and used the splash panel for the first page, and then the two panels for the next page, and then one panel each for the rest of the story. Again, the intimidation factor of Gene Day, pages 11 and 12 are out of order. With my silver suit, they'll probably think I'm God. My libido swells at the very thought of. And then perhaps I will find a land of plenty, a veritable cornucopia of Broad's beer and Alice Cooper LPs. That doesn't follow from there. So it's like that panel was obviously in the wrong place as I did it, so that when Gene went, well, okay, I'm going to cut this apart and turn it into a multi-page story, it was, okay, this panel follows this panel. It's like, no, it's with my silver suit, they'll probably think I'm a god. Perhaps I will find a land of plenty, a veritable cornucopia of Broad's beer and Alice Cooper LPs. And then my libido swells at the very thought of ... And then it turns out that he's just got his female counterpart on the other end of the cosmological placenta, or whatever it is. And looking at it, I'm going, I had forgotten that what I was doing was riffing on von Bode. The curved panel borders, panel corners, is a dead giveaway. The drawing in wash, by 1974, I had seen von Bode originals at Cosmicon, and went, oh, that's what the wash looks like. It's like it never looks as good in the reproduction as it does in the original, but it was absolutely jaw-dropping to see in person. So that's what I was trying to do, and of course I got the same sort of result, which was no, you're going to lose X amount of quality as soon as you go to wash. And in the case of a semi-pro guy like myself, that means it's really going to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, suck. But at the same time, it is, particularly when I'm looking at the phrasing, I will find a land of plenty, of veritable cornucopia of Broad's beer and Alice Cooper LPs. That's definitely von Bode phraseology, which then raises the question of, is von Bode an underground cartoonist? And it's like, yeah, he definitely had underground style content to his work, particularly in the overt misogynistic sexuality, calling the females broads, even at the time, was definitely not politically correct. But did that make von Bode an underground cartoonist? And I think that depends on where you were reading von Bode. If you were reading Junk Waffle, or I don't even know who his publisher was, Ripoff Press, I think, was one of I think he had a number of publishers, and he definitely published in the Skid magazines like Cavalier and places like that. But I knew Von Bode from National Lampoon, and it's like, okay, well, is National Lampoon underground comics? Well, it's a newsstand magazine. How can they be underground comics when they're being distributed on the newsstand? Um, so a lot of question marks attached to that. But as I say, even at the time, it was no. It's Gene can call this an underground comic, and he can put my work in it and say, here's Dave Sims' underground work. But I completely disagree with that in terms of um, this isn't my premise, but it's also not my magazine. So if Gene Day wants to say that this is Dave Sims Underground Comics, then these are Dave Sims Underground Comics. One of the things that I think is very clever that I did on, if you look at the title Birth, it's got the wash on it, and then I took it to Dumont Press Graphics, which did Canar and all of the other stuff, and got them to shoot a halftone of the comic strip. And then once I had the halftone, I actually put mechanical tone on top of it so that you can see that I've got another mechanical tone uh, on the actual letters, and I've cut in uh, to the mechanical tone to give the white balloon highlights on the right side of the letters. And I thought that's pretty astute for a kid who was 18 years old at the time, going, okay, what does this do? And it's like, it's pretty good. If you had stuck with it, that would probably be a a major arrow in the quiver that would move you up into the professional category, where a professional would look at it and go, wait a minute, this is a halftone, but it's got mechanical tone on it. How can it have mechanical tone on a halftone? This does not compute. And it's like, well, if you have a good enough halftone scan, yes, it does compute, because I just proved that it works. So moving on from there, the next story, Dream Thing, Angus MacLeod, is that's definitely amateur. So it's like, but it's amateur. Somebody trying to do Conan, or trying to do Cull, or whatever was fashionable at the time in the mainstream. There's absolutely nothing underground about that story. And then my Walker of the Snows, again, washes to get the halftone quality. It's not an underground comic. It's not very well done. But I was trying for maybe I could sell this to Warren, and if I couldn't sell it to Warren, maybe I could sell it to Skywold, and both of those completely impossible, because I didn't know what I was doing. But there was no way that I was doing that story and then going, I should send this to Rip Off Press, or one of the underground companies, and see if they want to publish it. They'd take one look at it and go, no, this is a really bad Warren story. And then the same thing with Gene's own story, Dogs, which closes out the book. It would be a real stretch, like, apart from the nudity, to call this an underground comic. The nudity and the extreme violence. The whole composition is Gene doing very innovative storytelling of it reminds it's sort of like an in vitro Days of Future Past. What if all the captions are at the top of the page and all the illustrations are in the middle of the page in terms of the comics narrative, and then let's have a subordinate story in the little strip at the bottom. That's not an underground comics kind of thing. That's definitely ground level comics. That's if you get good enough at doing this, and Gene did get good enough at doing this, you'll be able to sell it to Starreach, or you'll be able to sell it to one of the other ground level publishers. But it's definitely not an underground comic in my frames of reference. But obviously, from the editorial, Gene Day went, no, this is our first underground comic. And then I did the inside back cover, and it's not really good, but it's me trying to do Frazetta, and trying to figure out, okay, how do you get those pen lines that thin, and how do you get those kind of contours? And it's like, well, you're on the right track, but you're just not perceiving accurately, and you're not going deep enough into the page. And there's absolutely nothing underground comic booky about that. And the same thing with John Allison's back cover. John Allison is, going, well, if I can get this good enough, can I sell a Savage Sword of Conan story to Marvel Comics? There's no way that he's doing that back cover and going, I should send this to Rip Off Press. This is right up their alley as an underground comic. So there you go. Thank you, Margaret, for finding this for me. It's a real blast from the past, and I hope Robin McConnell has accepted that I don't accept his premise, but if he wants to transcribe all of this and reproduce Out of the Depths in its entirety in his book on Canadian underground comics, he's more than welcome to do so, as far as I'm concerned, and I imagine as far as anybody else is concerned.
Okay.
And there we go. All right.